We're back. Back to fixing some stuff up around here. We have war music playing, which is kind of strange to me, but it's a minor concern. There is fighting going on, just not really stuff we're involved with. This is... Who is that? Oh. Otomo. Oh yeah, I forgot he's still around. He's still fighting it out against the Shimazu. You're from somewhere as well. Interesting. Uchi. Part of me is thinking we should try and side with the Otomo and then, like, see what we can do to introduce a third party into this war. Like, he has 25 officers because he used to be a much larger clan, and obviously that's all gone, but he used to own a lot of this region. So I wonder if he could get some of it back down the road, what that would do to this conflict here. Although I imagine nothing he could do would really make a huge difference, but... Is this... This must be a vassal. I feel like I don't remember seeing this. He's a vassal to Shimazu, yeah. Yeah, vassals. They have a lot of vassals. Oh, the Otomo are already... Oh, they have a truce. Oh, okay. Interesting. Yeah, we're allies. We have a marriage. Yamago have a vassal in Mimura. But yeah, so this place is definitely tightening up. For right now, we really got to get this place all built up again so we can start getting some resources. Our biggest drawback right now is we just have no way to get lumber. It's definitely going to start becoming a problem. But for now, we will work around it and see where we can get done. We're still not generating enough money for me to justifiably use up all our labor on investments. I would like to really get... that's fine. I'd like to be able to continue... Got expert crafting. To be able to continue to put some effort in around here, but I think for now we're just gonna... We're just gonna try and bide our time, get some resources together.
Let us begin the meeting.
At the end of the day, I don't see a huge swing happening. I guess we're going to have to give her some money. No, go away. I'm not giving you that officer. At the end of the day, I haven't seen a ton of progress made over here. Like, this border between Shimazu and Ouchi have stayed pretty straightforward for a while now, so I'm not too worried. Eventually, somebody's going to make a breakthrough, at which point we're going to need to step in, but... For the time being, I'm just focusing on shoring up our defenses, getting ourselves built up. And I have told all of these guys, we have Akane, Motoyama, and Suzu are all taken care of, or they're all aimed at taking, what is it, Murotsu? Yeah, Murotsu Castle. So if they can take it, then we might be able to shore up a little bit here. And then get an actual foothold. Now, we're allied all around here. This is a permanent alliance from marriage, but this is going to run up with the Mori clan eventually, and we're going to have to deal with that then. But, again, as it stands now, I'm not too worried. I think we are in a pretty good spot. Now, we can still do some investments here. That's level 6. That's level 5. These are coming along. I want to try and get this to level 6 all the way across before I start handing it over to Suzu. And then that way Aki can handle that. Level 7. Yeah, castle upgrades can still happen. Let's try and work on Nakamura here. So we still have iron production, which just means that we're in good shape that way. This is training grounds. We're going to put a reservoir here. You're going to take care of that. So we still have iron production, so we're not too worried on that front. Our bigger concern is wood, which means we're likely going to need to purchase a lot of lumber, which, as I'm sure you can tell, is quite expensive. So our biggest concern right now is making sure we have a lot of food and food and money. And then from there, we should be in better shape. So right now, that's a forge, that's a merchant's quarter, that's a farm. That's a warrior's quarter. That's almost level 5, yeah. We're gonna get a little bit of investment done there. These two should be pretty upgraded, luckily, which will push things over the top a bit. This inn is helping out this merchant quarter, but we're still gonna want to finish it off. But it's gonna help us out in the long run to have that inn there for the time being. And then the biggest thing about the dedicated buildings is they usually have, so they have multiple effects. I haven't really gone into this, but the dedicated buildings obviously provide, so in this case it'll increase traffic. Same thing with traders and all that. For one, they have an impact on castle facilities. So in this case, there's a depot here, which means the effect is increased with more reservoirs. So we're building another reservoir now, so that will have a greater effect, which means that resistance to blockade. And I guess it also increases the autumn harvest based on units. Base units use up provisions more slowly. Yeah, so in general, it can be more effective by using those dedicated buildings. So there's a couple side effects to having them. Ultimately, the biggest impact they have, though, is that they accelerate the process of developing land. In theory, you could use all of the areas that you have available to you purely for production, and then invest in all of them until they're level 6, but that can take a very long time. So having dedicated buildings helps cities get going faster, essentially. They allow you to develop much quicker, even if they kind of reduce the cap size of how big a city can be. So this could go to 7. Apparently it can't. Probably for money? No? No, we have the resources. It just can only go to 6. Regardless, it's going to take an eternity to do it. So that's... So Kurose needs more people in it. So we're going to need to move some people over here. Somebody here is going to need to get some work done. And I think there's a bunch of people laying about in Motoyama who are free. Can maybe head over there and see if they can't provide a little bit of help. Problem is I wanted to buy... we're going to have to buy that, actually. Because we have a lot of very unhappy officers, so we're going to need to start picking and choosing who we're going to spend these items on. But we got a lot of people who are not very happy with their current station, so these are things to keep in mind, that they can have an impact on their appreciation for us, so to speak. So let's get a couple more people in here. Just want to extend our inner circle, get some buffs going a little bit. Now I could form a coalition probably still. If we target the Uchi, and we invite... We can't quite get the Shimazu on our side. I think that costs a certain amount. Yeah, so we would need 40 if we were allied with somebody, which means we can do that with the Mori. We can get the Amago on our side, and we can get the Suzuki. Not that I would invite them to this coalition because they're not really going to contribute. It costs more if they dislike us, but that's okay. So we need to get to the point where we have an alliance with the Shimazu, potentially, and then from there we can maybe form a coalition against the Ouchi clan. So I think that's where we're headed. I think that's what's going to end up happening for us. Again, it kind of depends. Ultimately, I sort of want to end up picking like the losing side, really. Mostly I want to be at war with the side that's going to give me the most out of the war at the end. Which essentially means we want to be against the side that has more territory. As odd as that sounds, in the long run it'll benefit us because we'll be able to we will be able to make use of all of that and use up all that land to produce more for us and potentially, you know, have a bit more success on other fronts. Okay. So right now we're spending $1,400 a month on investments, which is probably more than we can afford as it stands now. I don't know quite what our income looks like, but I imagine we're not making that much more money than that. Just as clans have their codes, if people gather and live together in peace, they must have law. When living in mutual respect for the law, people's bonds truly strengthen. Okay. Yeah, keep the diplomacy going. We need to keep having an effect on the people around us.
Let us begin the meeting. Reporting in.
She needs some rice. That's okay.
Here's last month's balance. Reporting in.
1 month left in our alliance with the Mori clan. Wow, it's been 2 years already. So the Mori clan has 1 month remaining. Would you like to continue the alliance? Yeah, we're not gonna... Oh, okay, we have enough to keep going. Yeah, let's keep that going, actually. We want to continue to make sure that things are going well between us. Let's get this road work up here in the mountains done. Somebody gonna handle that? 90 days, so no matter what. You're gonna take 120? Well, you take care of it. Almost every road on this island, other than down here, has been taken care of, so... We're just gonna slowly work our way through here. Getting all these roads upgraded and getting ourselves better... better trade and population growth. That's our bigger impact right now. It's gonna become expensive for us to keep doing that, but... we will get there. You're gonna take 55 days? Do it, my dude. We're gonna need to put some people in Kubo Castle. Still waiting on Motoyama to finish up, and then we'll actually hand that off to Aki. Blitz straight, that's fine. No, I'm not giving you another officer. Please go away. A lot of officers over here that don't really want to be here. So let's try and grab 1 or 2 of them. You want to take care of that for me? Alright, cool. Okay. We can use labor to add a facility. What does that look like? We still have that empty space here. This needs traffic. There's no overlap between the paddy and the merchant quarter. We wanted to get rid of this warrior quarter, potentially. Or actually, we wanted to get rid of this. We did get rid of this, and we put a noble mansion in. Okay. Which helps out along here. It's at warrior's quarter along the way. Level 4. These are both helping out here. Okay. So we could potentially try and help this farm here, or we could try and do something with entertainment. If I put down something with entertainment, it would finish off the paddy's entertainment and probably give us some help with this merchant quarter. So do I have theaters? I don't have no theaters, which is what we really want out of this. Or a golden tea room, one of the two. I think we might go for that. Try and get a... stimulate some tea and get a golden tea room in there. At least this city's starting to fill out. It's still a little sparse, but we're getting there. Up to 30,000 people here. That's not so bad. Then we have the little Tsukumo Castle over here, which has essentially no land by comparison. But they're getting there. Which they're actually developing this way, which is really nice that there isn't the overlap, like they're not competing for territory. This castle actually went this direction instead. We can still make more facilities, oddly enough. Or we didn't actually put one down because we want to get the no theater, that's why. Well, then that means we can use this to upgrade tower, or the castle again. got a depot. It's level 7 stature. We could put corner turrets. We don't have iron here, so we can't put a battery in. Which means that we'll go ahead and spend that. Getting corner turrets. We need these castles to be upgraded, largely due to their position more than anything. Korose? I still think it's Korose. But this castle and Ozu, because of their proximity to these ports, the commercial ports, they definitely need to make use of that as best as possible, because they're going to need to be able to defend themselves. Otomo clan was finally eliminated. Oh, they're gone? Okay. What is going on over here? Let's keep our camera over here while we're... This is just a huge, huge war. Oh, this is in our future, by the way. We have... Oh, another person's fallen ill, and he's dead. Well. The Ishiki leader is dead. Okay.
Let us begin the meeting. Reporting in.
Motochika Chosokabe. You know what? Have him if you need him. I'm pretty sure he's sick, though. He might go there to die, but that's neither here nor there. Reward. This guy. With that. Teach traits. Pincer attack effect up. Who has low loyalty that could use a trait to make them feel better about themselves? Let's give it to him. Even though I'm still not 100% sure how healthy he is, we're just gonna do that anyway. Okay, now no theater's probably still not done, is it? No, okay, so that's still not gonna happen then. Castle upgrades are happening still though. Kubokawa. Stone Gate, let's give you a... give you an Iron Gate, why not? Just make it like an awkwardly defended... Just a random castle in the middle of our territory that's just super strong for no reason. Yeah, so we're running out of resources again. That's 178 days. It's a long time. I'm doing it anyway. I'm aware that it is a long time. Okay. So let's get on to the next turn and see what's going on over here. Okay, so they're making some progress here, actually. The Shimazu are definitely losing right here. Probably because they went ahead and attacked the Otomo. Because we were looking at that and they went ahead and took care of them. Can you guys stop asking for officers over and over again? Yeah, so the fact that they went ahead and attacked definitely had an impact. The Mori are fighting over here against the Imago. Now, we haven't stepped in yet, but what we're going to do here... Akane... Yeah, you're fine. Your bases are fine. I want you to take this castle. Finally at the point now where I'm just going to start sending them. Keep that target there. Morotsu. Shikamasa. I want you to target this as well. I want all of them on that. And then Aki will actually target both. If she's able to get her soldiers over there, she can go right ahead. But for now, I want to focus this region on taking Shimotsui, and then we can have these guys over here work on traveling over to Morotsu and taking that. I need them to potentially... Or, no, Morotsu's an ally now? Oh, that's not good. Okay, well... So much for that. Well, then you want to take this castle. Nope. Go back. Can I not remove it? Aren't they on our side now, by the looks of it? Open up our diplomacy screen here. He is a vassal now, so like I don't need to target him. That's weird. Oh well, not a big deal. Hopefully the AI starts to get their attack, get their offense going. This needs to be an iron gate. Yeah, we're going to need these 2 castles to be pretty much our front line here once the war breaks out, because this space right here is going to be a big deal, and these 2 ports are the main front line we need to be concerned about. Oh, are they going? Like already? That's weird. I was not expecting them to just take off all of a sudden. No, don't. I'm not giving them orders. I just want to know what exactly they are doing. Oh, they're marching. That's nuts. Okay, I guess I asked them to do it, and they're doing it right away, which works for me. I'm not about to complain. Everybody good. A bunch of people taking titles. That's fine. How's our Imperial Court diplomacy going? Slowly. Good to know. Okay. Now, did we finish getting... We still don't have no theaters over there. That's not good. Okay. So this castle needs to be getting bigger, which it is. Ozu's at level 7 already. Foundry increases blockades and raising. Increase maximum popularity effect. Increase more miners' quarters and traders. Now, there is a trader there, I believe. Could have sworn they had built one in this area. Let's check on Ozu, actually. It's 20,000 population city. What are we looking at? I thought there was a trader in here. I guess I didn't build one? If we more heavily invest in this paddy and getting it upgraded, this port town is going to provide us with steel and gold, and so is this merchant quarter. If we go ahead and do that and put a trader down, then we can potentially benefit from that. The foundry, miners' quarters, and traders. We're not about to build a tea room. We're not going to build any reservoirs, I guess. So let's do that then. Let's go in. We're going to slap a trader down in the center of the city. Right there. This guy can take care of it. While that's getting done, we will build a foundry and have him take care of it. Both should finish within about a month of one another, and that should help that city get a little bit better off. These guys, I need that no theater, which is the big thing. How are we doing on castle? Dual annex, depot, large gate, 3-story tenshu. So we could get a bigger tenshu if we had metal, but we don't have any iron right now. Yeah, we're just not producing enough is the biggest issue that we've run into at this point. Because a lot of our production centers have gone to our other officers' lands now. Yes, keep doing that. What was that? Entice me to stop? That's fine. What's going on over here? Oh, we are fighting for this.
Let us begin the meeting.
10,000 men against 9,000. Both sides are evenly matched. Okay.
Here's last month's balance. Reporting in.
Cool. We're getting there. Okay. Did we finish? We still haven't... What is going on with that research? Why is it still not done? I thought we were already done doing theater. No, wait. Am I losing my mind? I thought we were building a theater. I think we're actually not doing that. I think we were building a golden tea room somewhere right here. Yeah, it's martial arts and entertainment, right? Yeah, that's... Losing my mind, it's fine. Thought we were building a no theater over there, but... If that's fine, then that means we're getting a garden. We could put a tea retreat in here, but the depot gives us resistances. Yeah, our depot is probably more worthwhile. Warriors are losing. Yeah, that's... a conservative individual. This castle is probably going to need some upgrades as well down the road, but let's actually cancel that. I don't want to spend the resources there for now. Tsukumo Castle, I want to have a good force in it because I want it to be like a backstop for Nakamura. That way, if for some reason they ever land, we're able to make sure that Nakamura doesn't fall because it has this consolidated area down in this valley. But it'll be interesting to see. Omori and Kubokawa both produce steel, or iron rather, which is what we really need from those two. And then Kurose and Ozu are going to need to be defendable. We still have some road work to get done, so we'll take care of that. Oh. Get some progress made over there. Now we have our own actual fight happening that we are not involved with, which is over here in Osafune. This is about to fall, so we're never going to get that castle back until we probably have to take it from the Mori years from now. Oh. The Wakasa Takeda clan's leader is dead. Okay.
Your orders. Reporting in. Reporting in.
Confirmed.
Here's last month's balance. Reporting in.
So we should take this, I would imagine. If we do, so much the better. But it looks like Amago's just gone, finally. I was hoping to be able to capitalize on this while it was happening, but Akane didn't want to step in and do that, I guess. Who is this? No, I'm not going to give them orders, but that's fine. I don't know what their orders are at this point, but here's hoping that they take that and we can have our own little land over there. Let's get these roads finished up. Still bleeding a lot of money at the moment, so limited in what we can get done, but between these 3 units, they should take this castle pretty quickly. Hey, we've got it. We finally have a castle on the mainland. This will be the first one. He wants Ozu Castle. That's a no.
Here's last month's balance. Reporting in.
That's never going to happen. I don't know why he would think that I would ever give him Ozu Castle. This is a frontline territory that I need under my control. It's kind of nonsense that he would think he deserves it. That's fine, though. The reality is these guys' lands are not going to get noticeably bigger for a probably pretty long time. Eventually, I'm going to need to get him to start attacking up here against the Ochi, but I don't know how long that's going to take. Down the road, though, it might be something to consider. Osafune is probably actually going to go to Akane just because of its location, so from there we'll see. How old is our character's wife? That's an interesting question to ask. Our marriage is the actual timeline for the... Oh, there she is. She's 35. Okay, not a big deal then. When one of the spouses dies, the marriage is dissolved. Because we made our character in the create a character thing and set his age limit, I believe, to 110, which means that he should live through the entire game. And if he doesn't, then it's probably because he died in combat. Because his age is set to that, it means that in all likelihood his wife will die before him, and when that happens, our alliance with the Suzuki will suddenly go away. So, things to keep in mind about all that, but... sorry about that, just adjusting my chair here. Okay. A little more comfortable. Speaking of our wife, let's have Aya take care of the road work for us. What exactly are we doing right now? It's been a while since we've actually seen what our character is up to. We're 50 years old now. We still don't have a son, which is not great, technically. I would have liked to have an heir at some point, but we still don't have one. Okay. going to say? What are we doing right now? That's the question. Doesn't say. That's kind of annoying. Province? Nope. He should have a target, actually. That's a little strange that he doesn't. How are they all doing, speaking of? Soldiers, 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 we're good. They don't technically have their own clans yet. Bases. That's weird. Alright, just trying to read through some info there, see what we can glean. With that done, this merchant's quarter should have been in much better shape, and it kinda is. Oh, I was building a theater, because this is the merchant's quarter, or were we going to change it? Yeah, I could have sworn that's what's supposed to go there. See, I was right. Theater. It's going to take 55 days to do that, and then we'll build that theater, and then that should change what that looks like. I have so much going through my head right now, I guess I'm just losing it. So she's about done with that. This merchant quarter is still questionable. We probably want to get some work done on that. How's this one coming along? We're almost to level 6 there, so that'll be good. This warrior's quarter doesn't have anybody working on it, but those are both level 5. That's fine. We went ahead and put down this trader, which should help out over here. Yeah, that's level 5 now. That's level 5 now. That's perfect. And this fountain is going to benefit that Patty, which gets us that Warriors Guild. So ultimately we want to get safety up over here. And since he's going to provide such a bonus to it, that's going to be almost finished soon. Yeah, so some of these cities are starting to come along a little better. Finally starting to hit level 6 on some of our production. We'll be able to start bringing in some money. And we'll be in much better shape. Probably just going to leave this alone, actually, and move on for now. She wants to form a 1-year alliance. Am I to continue? Yes, please. So the Sagara clan are gone. That's good to know. Ugh.
Did you think you could beat us?
Nope. Osafune is finally taken. And that means the Mimura clan are also gone. So Usafune, there it is. That is our first castle on the mainland. We finally have one. This is becoming a mess, but that's okay. I thought Shimazu was losing land here, but it looks like he held it. He's going to struggle over here, I would imagine. Certainly looks that way. Oh, he is losing land. Yeah, see right here. Sashiki went ahead and fell. So he managed to sneak forces all the way over here and take this. That's a little nuts. I was under the impression, yeah, that the Ouchi are going to become the dominant force here. The Shimazu have a lot going for them as you travel further south, but I don't know how strong this line ends up being. If this falls, then he's going to have access in here, and it's going to really stretch him thin across this line here. It'll be interesting to see, but I think we are going to end up forming a coalition against the Ouchi at some point and see where things go from there. But Osafune Castle is finally taken. We're going to decide who can have it now. You're not getting an officer, you're not getting Ozu Castle. You can have some supplies, though. That's okay. Okay. Nakamura Castle is essential to our defense and needs to be prepared for enemy attacks. Should we upgrade the base? I know how upgrades work. Please go away. I don't understand why the game would give me a tutorial at that point, but that's okay. We're going to give it an extended Tenshu, why not? And Saionji here can work on it. He still wants me to buy a tea set. I bought a couple tea sets between when he gave me that quest and when I've done this, and he still hasn't accepted them. So that's okay. Let's edit Faith, Akane, yours. We're going to give you this extra base here. I appreciate how grateful she is that I basically just decided, hey, I don't really want to deal with this. Can you take care of this problem? Granted, it's surrounded by allies, but the Mori Clan Alliance is a bit tenuous in the long run. At some point, there's going to be some friction here, because we have a giant border with them. The Imago are still around, technically. There's still this castle here, but it'll be interesting to see how that plays out. For the time being, though, Akane, you're fine. Can I target any of these guys? Getting up here is probably a bit of a stretch, but it can probably be. It can potentially be done, not probably. Just trying to see what we want to have our guys do. So Chikamasa here is fine. I'm gonna have him attack this, or try to anyway. That's weird. Interesting. Let's edit some provinces here, because he, for some reason, has this base, and he shouldn't. His target right now... Part of me wants to be like, yeah, try and take the Honganji out. Do it, man. I believe in you. That's probably never going to happen. But we're going to target it anyway. Maybe he'll attack it and see what he can do. You... I was going to say, that should be his, but for some reason it won't let me. That's fine. Huh. Why won't it let me change that province around? Can I give it to Aki? So I can give it to other people, but I can't give it to him, even though it's his castle. Weird. Akane... You're fine. Your bases are fine. We're going to have you also target Honganji. Maybe between the two of them, they can take it. Onishi. For some reason, you can't take that base, but that's okay. We're going to have you target the Imago there. And Aki. Keep your base. You're also going to target up there. Okay. So with that done, we've got them told what they need to do in the long run. And we're going to keep on working. Stone walls. Perfect. We can finally get them up. And this castle finally got upgraded, so we can also put in stone walls. Excellent. And we have some captives. Cool. Tama Mayura. Mimura? Mimura. Let's get her on our side. Why not? Oh, we have more captives. Oh, my goodness. Okay. We're reaching the point now where we have so many officers and we're having a hard time keeping all of them, as far as, like, keeping them all happy. So anybody... It doesn't have a 70 stat is probably going to need to go home. Alright. And then we'll let the rest of them go. Don't have any real reason to execute them.
Your orders. Reporting in.
Kind of a mean thing to do if I went ahead and took their home from them and then killed them for it. They didn't really do anything wrong. I just sort of showed up and decided the land was mine. So she wants this farm to be level 5, and it's actually pretty close. That's what we're doing right now. We're working on this farm. I was wondering what our character was doing specifically, and now we know. Did we get theater done? We did. Perfect. Replace this with a theater. That's what it should have been from the start. Okay. There we go. And that's level 3. That's level 5. You can actually get a lot done working over there, so let's send him on that. Still spending 1,500 gold a month on just investments to do upgrades, so kind of in a tough spot over there. This castle still has no one in it, by the way, which is kind of strange to me. I built this castle expecting it to take out this land, but I'm pretty sure it must have had to go somewhere else for that to happen. It's the only explanation I can come up with for why it's not expanding. Is that I must have just not put it in the right spot. I thought it would gain access to this area, but I guess that must have been one of these spaces that gets this. I just didn't want to get it too close to Kuwano, but I think this was where this castle should have went. But it's a little too late now. I could put a new one in, but I don't think it'll go there. Game obviously recommends we build more castles, but I don't think any castles can really capitalize on any of this land. Yeah, I just don't see any land, like low enough lying areas that I could really make good use of. Right here is kind of an interesting spot, but for the time being, I think we're fine on that front. Is castle done? Not yet, surprisingly. There's a facility we can put in. A Bailey, a Sallyport. Get a dual annex, why not? I wonder if it's finished investing over there, though. Not yet. We're just about done here. One more month there. And a couple more days here with some martial arts we'll need to put in too, but then we'll be able to hand that off to Aki. I keep checking on it, but it's taken longer than I thought it would to finish. Alright. On to the next turn. Yes. I would greatly appreciate it if my character had a child of some description.
Let us begin the meeting. Reporting in. Reporting in.
Oh, I'm bleeding money again. I'm not giving you a new officer, and I'm not giving you a new castle. If you want one, go take it. I told you which one you could take. It's right here. If you want it, go get it. Alright. Yeah, we're gonna hold off. I keep wanting to spend money. I keep looking at all these pings going off on screen, being like, oh, all these things can get done. And I'm like, man, let's just do all of it. But we don't have the money. Hey, we got another officer to join us.
Here's last month's balance. Reporting in.
Safety's done over there. Someone needs to get this martial arts done. And then I believe this thing is finished. Which means we can start bringing everybody out of there. Because other than filling out these castle upgrades, which I think there's one more space. So we'll go ahead and put a Sallyport in. And then from there, she should be done. Okay. You have a forge that's level 4. Let's keep working on that. Yeah, because it has a fountain, which is being used by this Paddy, I believe. And then we have the forge making use of these iron sands, which is our big thing right now. So it generates 125 iron a turn. You have a tea set. You have a horse, a very expensive horse. We're going to sell, balance off some of our money and food at the moment. Just about done over here. We'll be finished real soon. This is coming along nicely. between the port town and this merchant quarter, we'll start generating a bit more in the way of resources, which is nice. This is getting worked on a little bit. This warriors quarter I could potentially do something with, but it's going to develop so slowly, I'm not sure it's even worth it over there for now. We can potentially do some more upgrades, though, so we're going to put some gun towers in. And it's got an iron gate. Can't have an extended tenshu, but that's okay. We'll put an annex in. Okay. It's interesting, if I zoom in, I lose the moat. There's supposed to be a moat there. That's okay, though. Just kind of keeping an eye on our city, seeing how it develops from our bird's eye view. Yeah, let's do that then. Let's start investing in the city while we can, since we've got a lot of the buildings in place already. We'll start making use of that. Oof, this zoom is throwing me off like mad. 7, 6, okay. I think there's like 22 officers in Nakamura, yeah, which is way more than I probably need. I would consider handing some of them off to our other officers at this point, but it's just one of those things where I don't trust them to get anything done at this point. In all the time that I've handled handing off tasks to them, they've taken one castle. So until I see a little more results, we're probably going to hold off on doing too much with giving them stuff. Good to see ya, Yoritake. Still need to buy a tea set.
What are you wanting?
I can do that. Let's grab one. And that. Why not? The more items, the better. This guy. You like that? That's fine. He has higher stats. Gets him to 7. Gets her to 11, though. So that's probably about more worthwhile to get her into the orange. Okay. This guy usually gives a pretty good deal. Yeah, he gives a ton of money for your supplies. So it's usually a better ratio. I keep opening up that menu. Alright, let's see here. So our investments are starting to get kind of expensive. Same thing we've been talking about. We're trying to get some of these places finished up. How's Motoyama doing? Is there anybody else who can handle this? No one can do it faster. I could send somebody over there, but we're not gonna. We are going to start sending some people to Kubokawa, just because there's a bunch of things that can get done over there that we haven't really been capitalizing on. Let's do that. Yeah, okay. Send a couple people over there. Just because that city right now needs a little bit of help, and Aya's been handling the whole thing this whole time. Picked up the golden touch trait. Good. You want more money? That's fine. I would probably be making more money if I wasn't constantly having to give money away to my other clans. All the same, though, we have 60,000 gold now, which is good. We spent a lot. We got a lot of that from selling the food that we have, though, so we got to keep in mind that we have a lot less in the way of supplies. Let's get a little more investment done. That's about to be finished. Merchant's Quarter. I was going to say, it needs a little bit more traffic here, and then it's done. He's about to be almost finished there, too. Need to keep getting these upgrades done. I want these castles to be impenetrable once I'm done with them. But we are running out of lumber again. Alright. I don't know how much I worry about fame for our particular character. I'm pretty sure we just have ambition as our main goal. Like, we just want to accomplish things. Oh, he's sick? He didn't die instantly, though, so that's good. Aki, look. I need to... Like, she needs to stop asking me for money at this point. Like, she has some of the most well-developed cities that we have. There's no excuse for why she doesn't have resources and money. Like... Okay. Iron Gate, Sallyport, Enclosure. We can have a facility in Arsenal's where that's going to go. Still don't have enough wood. We lost money too. Ended up giving Aki more money than we made last turn. This merchant quarters, alright. This merchant quarters level 4. This port town's generating commerce as well. These two warriors' quarters are going to need some help. And Nakamura Castle. Farm. Yeah, let's do that. I'm just trying to make it so we earn as much money as we can. So that way I can go in and start buying lumber instead of needing to rely on others to provide it to us. Level 4, level 4. Okay. 2 farms. Merchant quarter. That's going to be 3 gain per turn. That's 6. Let's go that route. See if that helps. Hey. More people bemoaning the winds of change. How are things going over here? So we kept this castle, but didn't manage to take this one. So this has got to be, like, doomed. Like, they've got to collapse on this. Oh, and he did die. Okay.
Let us begin the meeting. Reporting in.
Akane needs 16,000 gold. She has 40. No, I'm not, like... I'm not helping them anymore. They need to get their stuff together and start getting stuff done at this point. Otherwise, I'm just not giving them anything anymore. Just kind of tired of trying to bail them out over and over again. I got that treasure back, I think, because he died. So he gave it back to me after his death so that I could hand it off to somebody else to make them happy. Nope. Let's... who has low loyalty? You? Alright, cool. Here's this trait. Hopefully you'll feel better. So, if we pick the Ouchi clan, we'll be the leaders. We will invite Shimazu, Amago. We can't get the Mori yet. Okay, so we need a little bit more diplomacy done with the Mori to make that happen. Ray can get that done in about 2 months, and then we are going to officially form the coalition and see where we go from there. We're on what, like year 34? Okay. Ugh. So much alternate history we have going on at this point. This is a very different feudal Japan than reality would have you believe. There's a lot of not good officers over here in Kubokawa. That's not ideal. How big is this city anyway? 32,000. That's actually comparable to Nakamura. This could also be a very large population center. Okay, how are we doing? We still need wood. That's our biggest concern at the moment.
What would you like?
What am I looking at for wood prices? There we go.
What would you like?
10 for 45. So I could spend 8 grand and get 2,000 or so wood. It's just not a good situation to be in, to not have lumber. Okay, we need this forge to keep working, so let's get that done. So this port town does generate lumber, so let's invest heavily in that. Or shrine town, rather. I could potentially put some shrine towns in some other places and try and get wood that way. Tsukumo, since I have an opportunity, let's... Tsukumo, rather. Tsukumo Castle, we'll get that upgrade there. If I could put a shrine town in here somewhere, that might help me out. Oh. Cough, cough. I can't believe sickness has taken me. Oh, we have another man who may be about to die. 7,000 to Aki. She wants... She has 30,000 gold. You don't need more. Spend it on something. Do something with it. I'm not just letting you have a surplus of money for no reason.
Ask for anything you want.
14 grand I could spend on this tea set, which we're going to. 24 grand for 5,000. 12. 3. Let's do that just for now. Just to get a little bit more wood saved up. So you could build a shrine town, which generates wood. Requires old gods. That's fine. What are they? Benefits from faith and traffic. Okay, well, there's not a lot of faith going on. And Nakamura is kind of the issue, I think. If I do the research, grab some old gods, and we'll put some... Maybe Tsukumo could get retrofitted to provide me with wood in sort of this obtuse, faith-based way. Maybe we'll get it done. That could happen. Get her to blue. Alright, so that castle's done. How are investments doing over here? You'll be done soon-ish. It's going to be a few months, but I think at this point we're going to hand it off, actually. Let's go here. Change faiths, Suzu. Give her Motoyama. So that gets her a little bit more territory. She finally has like a consolidated region that's all her own. So this place is kind of brushing up on its limited size, so we're gonna have to make Kubokawa a bigger castle soon enough. Get a little bit more work done over there. And yeah, I think Tsukumo I'm gonna like retrofit into a like shrine town nonsense situation, so I can maybe get some lumber coming in. I don't know what a shrine town at max output does. I imagine it's probably not that much high, like close to 200 a turn, but it's better than nothing. Yes, keep doing that. Actually, we need to form that coalition. Oh. Hidenaga Ueki died, and Chikahide Kosokabe died.
Let us begin the meeting. Reporting in.
Losing some people. We're losing a lot of officers to old age, which is not that surprising, because obviously, like we mentioned not too long ago, a lot of the officers who started in the game were already in like their 30s at the start date, which I think was 1544 or somewhere around there, in the 1540s. And so now that we're reaching the 1570s, a lot of them are, you know, they're late 60s, so you start to see a lot of people passing away due to age. Let's give tactician to somebody, why not? Alright. Upgrades. That's done. That needs to get bigger. This castle is pretty empty. These guys are still the priority, though. 4-story Tenshu? Why not? Let's get this to be a real big castle. Gunner towers? Do it. Okay. Let's say one more time, because I forgot briefly that I had already saved, so we're going to do it again. Let's go to our diplomacy, coalition, muster, target clan, the Ouchi clan, leader, me. Inviting clans, these three. We're going to leave the Suzuki out of this. Form a coalition to defeat the Ouchi clan. Send messenger to the clans to call for the formation of a coalition. Alright, we're going to see how it goes. Speaking as somebody who has played this game a number of times, I'm usually the one on the receiving end of a coalition. It's not that often that I'm part of one. Normally when I play this game, granted it's not, or rather, normally when I play most Nobunaga's Ambition games, because I don't have that much experience with Ascension, usually things go pretty smoothly until you run up against a coalition, and then they tend to kind of crush you, because you just kind of get beaten up from all sides. So it can become somewhat difficult to deal with in the long run, but as it stands now, we're going to lead a coalition, which I don't think I've ever done in this version of Nobunaga's Ambition, so let's see how it goes. With Vaughn as our leader, we will defeat the Ouchi. The anti-Ouchi coalition. Alright. We did it. We have a coalition.
Let us begin the meeting. Reporting in.
She wants more money. She still has way too much money. It's not happening.
Here's last month's balance. Reporting in.
Okay. With that in mind, now we have allies all around us. And I believe this alliance stays going until we actually defeat them. Or at some point, some people could leave, but... Okay. How's the Imperial Court doing? We actually reached 100 here, so we could request... I don't actually know a lot about these positions, but we're going to request one anyway. It would help if I knew where any of these places are. Or if the game indicated on a map. Actually, on the map, does it say? Doesn't really say, like, regional. Can I... Map info? No. House info? Not really. That's kind of annoying. Okay. Why not though? Let's ask for a post. Give me sergeant. My experience with the Imperial Court is they tend to demand bribes usually when you ask them for things in return, which is, pretty normal for a large political organization. So we have 6 investments going into Nakamura right now. That's a little nuts. Okay. How are we coming along, though? Things are developing pretty well. So our big thing right now is we want to change Tsukumo around a little bit. So let's check on that and see what we can do. Big thing is shrine towns, which generate wood. Because Tsukumo is not actually generating all that much of anything at the moment. Everything is like level 3. So it's not a huge deal if we go ahead and tear some of it out. So we can potentially fit in 1, 2, 3, 2, 3. If we were to put down, say, 3 of them, and then put in some buildings that might benefit them, here and here, we could probably get some good shrine towns set up. So let's do that, actually. And then we want faith. So Hachimangu grazes faith and traffic. What do you need? Faith and traffic. I think that's what's going to go in right here. We're going to see how all that goes, but it should result in some wood production, which is our biggest issue right now. that we are just not making any wood. We're still making some iron, not as much as I'd like, but enough that we could be getting some stuff done. But all right, messengers reached the Imperial Courts. I would love to grant your wish, but perhaps you could give me 1,000 gold. Yeah, that's fine. Here's 1,000 gold. And so the post sergeant is mine, though in name only.
Your orders reporting in.
14,000 gold, that's fine. That's a reasonable. And he only has 8,000. See, that's not so bad. People less than 10,000 gold, and you're coming up to me and being like, "Hey, can we get up to 10,000?" No big deal. I'm happy to top you off. But some of these
Ask for anything you want.
officers have been begging for way too much money. Ugh. I need more items is the bigger thing here too. Because I have a lot of officers who are not very happy, and I would like not to have to deal with rebellions and such and people leaving. Because it's all I need is for me to give territory to the wrong person and have them just bail on me. Alright, so we got a level 6 port town, a level 6 merchant quarter. So we're starting to generate a lot of money coming out of Ozu, which is good. This is going to start making a little bit of food. Can we get anything done on this front? A little bit, not really though. We're going to focus Ozu's efforts on upgrading this castle still. Doesn't have iron there, so we can't make use of a battery. Could make a dual annex though, which is going to make the castle much stronger. So that's definitely the way to go. And we're lacking for lumber again. Okay. How's this forge coming along? Up by 10 a turn. He should actually get that done pretty fast. So this is level 5, 5. Oh, this is almost done as well. That'll be done next turn. So that'll be level 6. We'll start getting more money out of that. These guys, put you on that for now. Level 5. So we're investing in this shrine town finally. He's the best guy we have for the job at the moment. I can't do much for this shrine town, but ultimately it seems to be doing okay. These guys are going to start finishing up. We're still waiting on some of the other buildings to finish. So faith and traffic are going to come in. Entertainment will not really, though. So we're going to need to work on that. That's okay, though. We actually have 2 guys who are pretty good at entertainment. This is working out pretty swimmingly. Now, we're still sinking a lot of money into Nakamura, trying to get this castle up to speed. Which, right now, it's doing okay as far as soldiers. Commerce is still a bit limited. Investment. We have a lot of good officers there, though, so that should be a short-term problem to be dealing with. Now, because we're part of a coalition, I'm pretty sure I can actually command, or we should be able to potentially ask for reinforcements more easily.
Your orders reporting in.
Okay, you're not getting Ozu. You need to stop asking me about the same officer every time. A Bailey increases our attack power, so that's not a bad idea actually to get a Bailey going. Get a Sallyport. The Barbican. Alright, so we're gonna see how this all starts flowing together. These guys still haven't bothered to attack him, although this, I don't expect them to be able to crack a 30,000 soldier castle at this point.
Reporting in.
Sure, we'll give you a little bit more money. That's okay.
Here's last month's balance. Reporting in.
Alright, I think what we're going to do, we're going to ask this guy, target here. Yurikane, target here. It's pretty far away, so I'm not sure how much of an impact it's going to have or whether or not anybody's really going to take the trip to get there. But I'm going to have at least our central area try and attack north. Hopefully they march up there and get something done at some point. We need to take Funai Palace is the big thing right now, this is a terrifying thought. Matsudaira clan was eliminated. What? What's going on over here? Holy. The Hojo are gigantic. And
Let us begin the meeting.
okay. Okay. We gotta give this other half of the map a good look real quick here. Get enough trust with Mori, that's okay. Castle sounds like a good target for conspiracy. Okay. I just need to check on something here. Okay, so the Hojo clan are fighting against the Nagao, which anybody who's played Samurai Warriors or perhaps knows a little bit. This is Kenshin Uesuge. This is his clan. He might be around here somewhere, but normally there's a historical event that happens in which he changes his name to Uesuge, and that's obviously not going to happen in this alternate history. But his clan is huge, and they definitely took a huge bite at Hatakeyama, which is probably because they were focusing their efforts here on the Oda, who clearly pushed north and took a lot of this. So the Suzuki line held, but these guys are starting to grind together, and I don't know what the Date have been doing here, but they apparently have not been contributing to this front. Normally you'd see the Date come down and kind of create an equilibrium here where nobody can really expand because the north end is taken care of, but it's not quite happening at the moment. So the Hojo have just been let free to get gigantic, and it's a little terrifying, to say the least. Luckily, we have our allies, the Suzuki, to kind of separate and bisect the country. So them and the Oda just are dividing up this central area, and that protects us from a lot of that, so we can really focus our efforts south. But just that, seeing that the Matsudaira had been taken out, that means Ieyasu, so the actual, like, guy who unified Japan, let's see. Yeah, because the two men that really end up having that impact on Japan are Hideyoshi Toyotomi and Ieyasu Tokugawa. Ieyasu actually appears in one of the Civilization games as the leader of Japan. And he's like the guy who actually accomplished that, and he would have been the Matsudaira clan. He would have been Motoyasu Matsudaira, and then he changes his name to Ieyasu. He's gone, clearly, which means that the Oda flank is completely exposed. They got a lot of... It's going to get messy over there. Interesting to see. I would assume they'll form their own coalition. Yeah, keep doing that here. We need to extend this another 2 years. I would assume they're going to form a coalition against the Nagao, if I were to guess. The Oda, the Hojo, or maybe the other way around. Somebody is going to have a coalition formed against them, I hope, so that can get broken up a little bit. Okay. Coming back to our own more pressing problems. We still don't have any wood, really. We have a little bit more, actually. We started generating some. This castle's still done. That's done. This needs to get bigger. So this is really the priority here. It's going to take a while, but we're going to get it done. Keep on moving. Yeah, so he still thinks I haven't bought a tea set, so I guess I don't know what to do. I'm pretty sure it's because I keep buying them and then giving them away, and he wants me to hold on to one of them, but I don't care enough about his 3,000 gold to waste a turn, essentially. Love to receive Omori Castle. Where's Omori? Is one of my guys over here? He wants this? He's over... No.
Reporting in. Here's last month's balance. Reporting in.
Okay. Get an earthen wall going. Stone wall, stone wall. Stone gate. That needs to get upgraded to an iron gate. I'm going to need to attack at some point, but my problem is that my first landing point is a 10,000 HP, 20,000 soldier castle. Oh, he's sick. Great. We have another guy on his deathbed. 8,000. You have 20,000 gold. I'm not giving you anything. Until you guys start getting something done, I'm not giving them anything. Okay, upgrades. Could put in corner turrets. Could put in a facility. Official trader. Population increases much more quickly. Sakai merchants come more often. Gold income increases. Needs to have a commercial port. I forgot there's a commercial port here, so that needs to happen there. Yeah, because this is right here. This commercial port, which I was trying to figure out. There's some of these are military ports. Yeah, so Yuzuki Castle, there's actually a thing they can build for having a military port. I don't know if he will, but he can. Takenomiya is finally getting bigger. Ichinomiya is just not going to do that. Can I destroy a castle? Dismantle? Takes 8 labor that I don't have. Ugh. So I think I might dismantle Ichinomiya and move it south. Let's see what that looks like. You need 8,000. You don't actually need 8,000. Go away. Friendship. Friendship up. Okay, so I have 18 labor. Oh. I don't be able to select a province base, so it has to be one of my own. So I'd have to take it back from him and then dismantle it, which I'm sure he'd get kind of pissy about. So we might do that later down the road. I still want to make use of this area because this is such a big space that's just not being capitalized on, like, at all. But that's okay. $3,000 HP with 10,000 men. 2,000 HP with 8,000 men. So they have a couple of not very well upgraded castles, which I'm sure is because they've been traded back and forth and just beaten up over and over again every time. But there's a whole lot of soldiers in them is the biggest issue. And I don't actually have that big of an army at this point. Like, I mean, I do total, but like getting all of my forces over there would be a huge nightmare. We can do it. Like, I can potentially ferry all the troops over, but it's going to require so much in the way of supplies that I don't have a surplus in that I'm not really inclined to make use of at the moment. I think, though, 10,000, 3,000, 11,000, 15. Does she have orders to attack yet? No, I want her to get on that. It's getting bigger. It's being upgraded there, there, and there. Omori Castle's pretty empty. Could certainly get bigger. Put a stone wall in. Alright, on to the next turn. And we're just about out of wood again. You needed lumber. Oh, see, he gave me a little bit of wood. Thanks, man. 200 is like a meaningless number, but it's the thought that counts. Getting some more traits. That's awesome. No, you guys aren't getting anything from me. Get your stuff together. You want a castle, like I said, go take it. How are we doing over here? So we have a Hachimangu, which is Faith and Traffic, which helped out here 4 and 4. We're going to convert this probably also to a Shrine Town. Till I have essentially all shrine towns. And then what's the last thing we need? So it's still faith and traffic. So if I put another Hachimangu over there, then it'll push that one a little bit better. So we're going to put another one down. Trying to convert Tsukumo over to wood generation quickly. And to do so, that's essentially what's going to need to happen here.
Ask for anything you want.
So merchant from Sakai is visiting. Yeah, so he usually has good deals. So he'll buy food at a surplus, which is good. And wood we can actually get a reasonably good deal on, but 6,000 wood for 25 grand. It's just not enough, man. We'll buy 3,000 for now, just because I don't want to spend more money than I really have to. And then Omori really is going to need start producing more in the way of this forge. She's coming along all right. Merchant quarter's done. That's done. This is almost done. That'll actually be done next turn. Yeah, so I guess Omori, the biggest thing we need right now is to start upgrading that castle. So let's put an annex in, try and get population coming in, making the castle bigger. And over here, I think this castle's pretty much filled out, so it's going to need to just get bigger. 223 days is a long time, but it's not a frontline castle, so I'm not really in a hurry. But there goes most of the wood we just got. Start working on these shrine towns here. Get traffic up. And let's continue on. So yeah, nobody else in the coalition's really much set off an offensive yet.
Your orders reporting in.
You want Omori, still not happening. You want a little bit of gold, that's okay.
Here's last month's balance. Reporting in.
Okay. If I were to deploy against this, what does that look like? Just sends those three. We slightly lack the troops to bring down the castle. Interesting. Okay. So we're pretty much done investing there. We can potentially put a little more in to some of this stuff. But none of the guys here seem to be getting a whole lot of progress made. 4s and 3s. Can Ozu Castle get bigger? Not really. So the only thing we can do then is have them invest. So let's put some guys on that then. Okay, Nakamura still has 2 investments happening. Level 5, level 5, level 5, level 5. So we got a lot of level 5 stuff, but nothing quite capped off. Which is where we kind of need to be. The castle can't really get any stronger, so we're going to actually restart our heavy investment here. Let's get her to finish that off there to 200. Have you work on that traffic just for now, and you guys working on that. Okay. At this point, it just makes sense to finish off Nakamura as much as possible, get it as big as possible, and then we'll start shipping soldiers elsewhere, or officers elsewhere anyway. All right.
Let us begin the meeting. Reporting in.
Need a little bit of gold. That's okay.
Here's last month's
So how are we doing here? Refund? I don't... Oh, yeah, because we changed stuff around. So we're bringing in 8,000. Total expense 4,000. So we are making some money. We're generating 800 lumber a turn right now. Not great, but it's a start. These guys are certainly going to start helping. You can get that done much quicker, so do that. Safety. You can also get a 4 in there. So this is a level 5 Shrine Town already. So it's looking like a level 6 is probably going to generate about 120 wood a turn. Meaning between the 3 of them, we'll get 360. Which is pretty good, actually, all things considered. It's not a bad amount of lumber to be generating from one city that we've entirely focused in on that aspect of production. Make the scale of the space any larger. That's okay. So we have 2 more spaces left. We're going to go ahead and get a 4-story Tenshu because it's the biggest thing we want to make sure is that the Tenshu gets as big as possible because it heavily impacts the amount of soldiers you can have in a base. Sort of our big thing. Oh, there's fighting happening. We might need to step in here. So the Shimazu have attacked. They're taking Yanagawa. Can I even really participate in a war? Is that where we're at right now? If I deploy to Funai Castle, what does it think I should send?
Let's head out.
Moving out.
All right, away we go.
Show them how we do battle.
It's gonna hurt us on food real bad,
Let us begin the meeting.
but if I can take Funai Castle, then I'll have like a foothold and be able to start actually participating in this war, or at the very least just be present, where we'll be able to maybe hold the castle and draw attention for a little while. If nothing else, it'll give us an opportunity to contribute going on here. So square gates where we want to go here. And investments are still happening. Leadership needs to happen here. This merchant quarter needs a little bit of intelligence for the traffic.
Ask for
Got a new
anything we
merchant in
want.
here. A cool sword or Black Dynasty. Fine horse. We're gonna buy the horse. Why not? Can I give it to somebody? I can. You like horses, my dude? Here, it's all yours. Just need to try and get people a little bit happier. We're finally starting to get our resources under control, where we're starting to bring in more money, bring in more wood and whatnot. I need these guys to not just lose while I'm doing this, because it looks like that's what's about to happen, and by the time I make it, I'm pretty sure we're just going to need to retreat.
We march.
There's a big naval battle going on.
Reporting in. Reporting in.
If I give him the officer, will he stop asking, I wonder?
Reporting in.
I'm not giving you a
Last month's
castle.
balance.
It's fine.
Reporting in.
So that's getting upgraded. It's got stone walls, it's got iron gates, it's got a 4-story Tenshu, it's got gunner towers. Corner towers might be the way to go. We can't build an enclosure. Barbican's done. Yes, the only thing we can do is slap in some corner turrets. Actually, can you build a battery? No, you can't because you don't have iron sands. Okay, that's fine. So we'll put in some corner turrets. Omori can have a battery, technically, which it probably will. Okay. Still lacking for wood, but that's okay. We're starting to get that more in our favor in the near future. What's going on here? Get that done. Okay. This forge coming along nicely. They can take care of that. Alright, let's see how this fight plays out a little bit, but we might need to just retreat, because it looks like the Shimazu are getting just eaten up over here. He's actually going to lose this castle. That's not good. They're still holding it out, though. At least a little bit. They lost Hino. That's Hinoe. I don't quite know how to pronounce it, but I can tell you that they lost that castle. So we're going to break through here. He's not going to come down. Got a guy who's ill, but that's... apparently he's dead. Just keep getting notifications from people being like, oh, he fell sick. Oh, literally days later, he's just dead. The wonders of ancient Japanese medicine. Clicked on the finish button when I didn't want to. How are our investments doing as far as cost? Because I think we're probably sinking a lot into it. Not actually that much. 1,400. It's not that bad. This patty is like incredibly underutilized, so we need to make use of that. Yeah, we just need to heavily invest as much as we can. Entertainment up by 1. How much does it need? It needs 1. Okay, then yeah, just do it, man. I don't care how bad you are at it. It just needs a little push. It needs 1 idea to get it over the edge. Aya has just been single-handedly carrying Kubokawa the entire time since we took that castle, basically. I gave it to her, and she's just transformed the whole place herself. I cannot stress enough how much she essentially has built that whole place completely alone. Politician. Speaking of which, does Aya have a politician? Because I might give it to her if she doesn't. Didn't see her on here. Aya. No, she's not on there. Okay. Who's not very loyal? Same guy every time. Let's give him a trait, make him feel a little happy about himself. Maybe he'll leave me alone.
Ask for anything you want.
Sakai merchants are here. I can get a good deal on our supplies for money, but it's just not worth it right now. Alright, so we're going to land. We're going to make the landing. I think with the troops we have, we can potentially take this. What I think we're going to want to do, though, is resupply at this ally's castle. If that'll work. I don't know if it will. We're part of a coalition, so I would assume that we get supplies from them. We do. Perfect. Oh, and he gave us some iron, too. Thank you, Mori. Mori clan helping us out here. Is he fighting? Oh, who's fighting? What's going on up here? I didn't order that. Whatever, man. You gotta do what you gotta do. I believe in you. Alright, so we're drawing their forces over here. Gonna take some fighting. Probably to make this work. Oh, okay. This is the benefit of having a coalition, though. Because I can take supplies from castles that aren't even mine, really. And benefit from all of that, just being able to have like a combined war effort where we're all working together. I can stop by Uzuki Castle, get everybody resupplied, and then march back in to fight. So he's actually going to turn around, and we're going to meet this force here. We're going to resupply, and we're going to wrap around and take on Funai. I assume he has a lot of troops he can crash down with, but I'm just going to have to hope that his attention is kind of taken by Shimazu over here, and he doesn't have enough to help me. Or to help over here, rather. Shimazu's not going to contribute very much, but that's okay. This force, I don't know what the heck they think they're going to do. They're about to take on, like, 10,000 men versus 14,000 is not a ridiculous fight to get into, but the fact that the Mori aren't helping at all is kind of annoying. relief forces. Can you help me? Can you help me? Let's ask for some relief forces, see if they can help us out over there. Trying to make use of all of this politics we've been doing. Speaking of which, since we just spent some, let's get some people on that. Hey guys, we all like each other, we're all happy, friends. Let's get some work done over here. Okay, we got some interesting fighting to deal with. Go this way.
Stop here.
Go back this way. They are not going to hold here, I don't think. Hey. March there. March there. 19. Okay. He can come in for a flank, maybe, but he's not going to contribute a whole lot. That's kind of the issue here.
Here's last month's balance. Reporting in.
Keeps asking for Ozu Castle. That's not going to happen. Well, the relief forces have arrived, but he's pretty much dead. Just back out there. I wonder if we provide enough that Suo Takamori falls. Because we definitely ate up a lot of troops here. There was 14,000 men against 10, and now it's 6 against less than 1,000. So we at least took out 8 with us, which is not great. Normally you want a 1-to-1 sort of thing going, but gotta do what you gotta do. Alright, this castle can get to a 4-story Tenshu, do that. This castle just needs to be bigger in general. And we can do it in 134 days is not that bad. Let's get that under control. We'll see how this fight goes. Defeat that unit. Vaughn's actually quite strong. Just like over time, he's developed into a pretty capable commander. As far as stats goes, like high 80s. We're about to lose this unit here. Keep doing that. Alright, so we got the 2-front fight going on. These guys are not going to last very long, but they're going to at least provide a little bit of help. Yeah, that's fine. If he had marched out of here, this would definitely have been enough.
Your orders. Reporting in. Reporting in.
You need a little bit of money. You have almost as much money as I do, dude. Stop asking for handouts. Do I have troops I can send? Reinforcements at all? I mean, they'll take an eternity to get there, even if they could, but I just want to check. No, nobody who's close enough to really provide much meaningful assistance. You, however, are going to deploy here. You're going to... That's not what I need. I need relief forces. That's what I need. Hello, sir. I require assistance at Funai Castle. He could literally just send the garrison from Uzuki and... Usuki? They could legitimately just send that garrison, and we should win that fight handily. Should at least take the castle, yes. Our investments doing over here, slow, but we're getting there. Progress is slowing down now that we're reaching like high-end production, but if we get relief forces from here, we should be in good shape. I don't know if we will. How are we doing on supplies? 60 days. Storm it, I guess. That's what's going to have to happen. There's no soldiers in there, so... We're still taking some damage, trying to take it. He's not sending any help, probably because he's still fighting over here. No? That's a little strange. Can I take it? 400 to 300. It's going to be close if we take this, and this castle is going to be basically indefendable.
Reporting in.
You need 3,000. No, I'm not giving you money.
Use last month's balance. Reporting in.
Well, I asked for help. I didn't get it, as far as I can tell. This needs 10 more leadership. Let's get that done then. And this needs a little bit more as well. That's okay. Alright. The question is, can Vaughn close this out himself? If I go into this battle myself against what I can only assume to be a force of 400 people, I'm pretty sure I can take this myself if I command it like this. Taking direct control, as it were. Speed things up a little. No pause. Speed. There's no forces. Like, there might be 2 units in here, but they can't have more than... Yeah, see, this guy's already...
We withdraw.
We withdraw. Alright, man. Hey, do what you gotta do. Take this. Melee. Like, she has 200 men. I'm not particularly concerned. Brandish. High chance to confuse enemy. Briefly and significantly increases melee. That should help us out a little bit. It's just going to be a question of if we have enough health to get through all these buildings, which it looks like we should. Even with her shooting at us, it's not going to make much difference.
We've destroyed a gate. Heading out.
We should rout her as soon as we get in range. Yeah, so... It's just us and the castle, basically. Skilled Spearman. See if that takes them out. More importantly, Skilled Spearman is going to give us defense, which is going to keep us from dying to the immense amount of arrows being shot at us. We haven't lost that many men. We have one more wall to get through in the castle itself, but I think we've got this under control.
The enemy gates are down.
Instead of sieging the place, we decided to just storm it.
Follow my lead. Heading out.
Stick with melee here. Just that way I can Skilled Spearman again. Okay. So we're going to come out of this pretty hurting, but we will take this castle. At this point we invested so much, I had to make sure that we took it, but it's going to be hard to defend. It's going to be expensive to get this place repaired and up to snuff quickly. But at the end of the day, it does mean now that we have that we finally have access to fighting them on the ground. Well, she is going down. Alright, and our coalition helped us out all kinds. So we got Funai Castle under our control finally. We're going to go ahead and enter it. It's fine that Vaughn's investment goes away. That's okay. Alright. So Funai Castle under our control. We have our own land and access to this I don't actually know what the island's called. This is my own bed. Alright. You don't need money. Stop lying. So we're generating some income here. I don't know how powerful Funai Castle is, but the fact that it has almost 80,000 or 71,000, 72,000 people in it is a big city. And I think it's a big deal for me that I finally have a city that big. More importantly, though, we're going to go ahead and try and get this place repaired. And then we're going to bring some officers over, probably. Nakamura Castle's coming along nicely, which is good. I don't know what kind of population we've gotten it up to. Probably somewhere north of 40k. Oh, not quite. I thought we just got over 40, but not quite there yet. So we're going to keep on working here. We're going to bring over whoever we can find that's not currently doing anything too important. We're going to bring a couple people over here so we can start working on getting Funai back up to speed and making sure that we can't, that we don't lose it. That's my biggest concern right now, is that we keep that castle under our control. But we're contributing, which is the important thing. When you're a part of a coalition, you want to make sure that you're doing something. Okay, so what does this city look like? It doesn't have any special resources as far as I can tell. There's a fountain and a hot spring over there that maybe can get exposed if there's some miraculous increase in population. But more importantly, this place produces a ton of food as far as I can tell. A bunch of level 5s. There's a cathedral here. Okay. Warriors Quarter, level 4. Merchant Quarter, level 5. Level 5. Shrine Town, so it gives us a little bit of wood. Cathedrals, same idea. More faith. Interesting. Yeah, it's a pretty well-built place. I don't really have any reason to change anything over here, so let's just get some investing done and get her on track. This is pretty close to already done, so let's get that working on. And then once everybody else floods in, we're going to start working on getting Funai Castle up to speed as far as upgrades and everything go, in case... So, because it's got a residence in it right now, which we may want to tear down and change. Stone wall, large gates. Yeah, so it's clearly... This was a trade city more than anything else. Doesn't have a commercial port, though. But... This was definitely a civilian city as opposed to a military base. And that's not that surprising, but... Square gate. Need gun towers, yeah. Okay. But we're pushing on through. We're going to go ahead and pass that off, let everybody move over here, see how things play out. Still wants us to buy a tea set. He followed us all the way over there. Friendship up, that's cool. Yep. Okay. Just got a bunch of people coming to see us. Our request to Imago Clan for aid is null. Was able to reinforce us as requested. Our role is fulfilled. We draw our men away from Suo Takamori Castle. Did we take it? We did! Hey! We took the castle. Hype.
Your orders reporting in.
No, you're not getting a Mori Castle. That's fine. That means finally we can change his, give him this. He can complain a little less, hopefully. Now that castle's his, and I can change his stuff, give him a base, have him try and take the next castle. Wait, why does he have 2 targets? I just noticed there. It won't let me untarget places that are now allies, so I guess that's fine. Hopefully he gets that targeting done, though. we can clear land. Oh, over here. Wow. Okay, so a hot spring, a fountain. A hot spring could be useful down the road, getting baths in here, but I have a lot of high faith areas around here. Let's clear it. We can use it later, potentially. Upgrades. Okay. So we have a residence, a large gate, a stone wall, a rear sally port, dual annex, a chapel, which I believe benefits from having more cathedrals. So that's definitely worthwhile. And corner turrets. So, I mean, it's a plenty defensible castle. I just wish that it had an extended Tenshu instead of a residence. Now, I can tear it backwards to get there, but I don't think I can even build the Tenshu because I'd have to remove something else. So we'll leave it as is. It's not a huge problem that it's not that way. It'll impact the amount of soldiers we can put in here, though, which is somewhat concerning.
Ask for anything you want.
But now that we have this giant city center, we should actually start raking in money and food way more easily. So trading is going to become a whole lot easier because our province finally has its own capital city. So what we've been trying to do is build a new one, but it's not quite panned out, but we're finally getting there. Alright. So investments are still a concern. Upgrades. Let's see here. So square gate, stone walls, 4-story Tenshu, gun towers are going in, the annex needs to go in. You're level 7 though, so you foundry, I guess. Battery, put that in there. Actually, wait, no. We need to do a thing. You. Here. Come stay with us. We'll cancel that upgrade. Put somebody else on it. Battery. You can take care of it, my dude.
The enemy is heading for our territory.
Yeah, that's about what I expected. The enemy is certainly great in number, my liege. How about asking Shimazu to protect Funai Palace? We may ask them for assistance, yes. Do I even have the troops to send?
Let us show them how we do battle.
We're gonna send troops all the way there. Through Ozu, and then to Funai. We are going to reach out to the Shimazu here, who are struggling as far as I can tell. A little bit, though. Can you provide me with some assistance at Funai? We'll see how that plays out. For now, we have our own soldiers arriving. Oh, he's coming to help. Or at the very least, defend this spot. Yeah, he's not going to charge at them. That's annoying. Alright, well, we're going to have to meet them in the field. Okay, where's this force? They're still probably weeks away. Oh. We lost another officer. 6,000 versus 9,000 seems we're evenly matched. I'm not sure how accurate that is. You want another 9,000 gold. Where are you at with money? You have all kinds. I don't know what... Keep asking for gold. Alright. Traits. Politician. Can I give it to somebody who's not very happy right now? You have it, my dude. Okay. I assume it wants me to upgrade, yeah. It wants me to upgrade stuff around here, but we're fighting. We might not even have this castle in the long run. For all I know, they're going to take it back from us, so... Rather than take that risk, we're not going to invest too heavily. Because Because it comes down to whether the Shimazu are actually going to send help, even though I asked them to, because they appear not that interested in doing so. And if that's the case, then puts me in a tough spot. What are you? Level 5 now. Okay. Well, then that means we can go ahead and start upgrading the walls around here. Alright, let's see if Vaughn can win this on his own. Focus down the lower health target first. And we need to check on you guys. You. Get over here. Do we win this fight on our own? That's the question. I'm just essentially trying to see if Aki's forces, despite being an eternity away, can get here in time to help us defend. And it looks like they could.
Let us begin the meeting.
That's interesting. Well, it's good to know that we can actually hold that and still send troops all the way there. You can go home now. That's fine. It's one of the benefits of getting all that road work done, because we made sure that no matter what, travel through here is going to go as fast as possible. The ultimate problem that we run into, though, is that these ocean paths can't be upgraded. Like, they don't get faster. So, I don't really have a way to make that happen.
Let us enact a policy.
Mr. Merchants come more often. Meritocracy. Lower abilities are less loyal. That's fine. That's fine. Still don't have much we can do on any of this. That's alright, though. So we can use labor to upgrade, to build a new thing. Oh. We have an empty space over here for some reason. That's interesting. So level 6 western quarter. 2 patties that both need water control. Put down a reservoir. We could get these both up to speed real fast. Let's do it. We still have another empty space, don't we? Yeah, we do, right here. Well, it's got to be a production area, because it doesn't really benefit anything else, so... Crops and commerce. Commerce and conscripts. I kind of want to put another military district down. Just that way we can try and pump a little bit more out of the soldiers in Funai. Because I suspect this place is going to be like the one-time Hakuchi Castle. And just get attacked over and over again for the foreseeable future. This guy's going to ask me to build a reservoir, I think. Or a water mill or something. Yeah, that's just not going to happen. Messenger from the Mori has arrived. They wish to offer us some lumber. I mean, I'm not complaining, my dude. I need wood, but if you're going to give me 300, it's kind of a meaningless effort. Can you go home? I guess you just stood there the whole time? No, the leader of the Hojo clan has finally passed away. I say finally because he accomplished a heck of a lot. He wants Akachi, that's fine. Arkashi, no. And I'm not giving you Omori Castle. Can you guys please go away? Like, go accomplish something that doesn't require me to ask for help, and I'll give you something in return. Yoda are making strides out here. Like, they are just winning all across the board. And they're finally taking over this area, which I was kind of concerned was going to happen, that somebody was going to step in here. But the Suzuki clan didn't want to go over the mountain, so I guess the Oda are going around it. It's going to be interesting to see what happens to the Hojo clan once they're with their leader dead. And the Date have seen fit to do basically nothing ever since they took this Northern Reach area. We're starting to make progress, though. She wants to put a trader in. We get 500 gold from that to put a trader here. I don't think I have empty space, do I? Oh, I do. That's interesting. I didn't realize that there were just empty spaces sitting around here. Huh. Okay. Relieve you of that because you're about to, the traffic's about to get finished there, so faith is probably the bigger concern. There was a cathedral here, if I recall. It must have gotten destroyed during the combat. Not a big deal. We can actually finish out this faith pretty easily ourselves without needing it, and that trader will help us out a little bit. Or actually, weren't we using that cathedral though? Cathedral. Can I like cancel that? Yeah, because this castle has a castle facility. Which, the chapel here, strength of affiliated units with creative officers. Maximum popularity increases, effective increase. I think when it says creative officers, it might mean progressive. It might be a mistranslation, if I were to guess. We'll put the trader down to get this quest done, and then we'll actually tear it up and put a cathedral down instead, which means I'm going to go ahead and actually relieve all these investments here. Because once that goes in, it's going to have a big impact on how that all is connected there. As far as faith goes, anyway. So let's actually work on water control there, and we'll change that over. Suzu. Or Aya, rather. Suzuki. I'm just reading Suzu and thinking of Aki again. Yeah, we have a bunch of work to get done in the other areas anyway. But it's hard now that all of our like officers whose names we really recognize have all moved on to operating their own things and annoying the heck out of me with random requests. Now that they've all moved on to do that, I don't actually know that many of my officers by name anymore. Tani. We're going to start using one names at a time and see where we end up. See who we can remember. So Tani here is our guy giving us announcements. I just miss getting to know them, like, personally. But now that we have so many officers, it's kind of hard to do. And go over here. Am I not allowed to do that, apparently? Oh, all the officers must be busy, that's why. Which one to use? Not, probably be the smartest one to take off of a project. So that she can build the cathedral right there instead. Castle upgrades. So these castles still need upgrades, which is fine. Dual annex. Ultimately, these castles don't necessarily need to be fully upgraded, to be honest. Like, it's not absolutely pressing, because I don't think they're ever going to see combat, but I'm just kind of like having them all done. Kind of like making sure that everything is as upgraded as it can be. Just because I know that if I neglect it now, there's a good chance I just won't do it at all.
Let us begin the meeting. Reporting in. Reporting
Maybe
in.
a little bit of gold
Here's last
there.
month's balance. Reporting in.
Thank you. All right, cool. Save the game real quick here. Just gotta do something off screen real quick here. The audio might cut out. And we're back. All right, cool. So we have new road work to do, I would assume. Yeah, a lot of it. Okay. Not too much of it's going to directly impact Funai, but get some of this done. More castle upgrades. Give you a Sally port, why not? And you can have a large gate just from a population growth standpoint. That's probably our best bet. I'm actually going to put a residence in as well. Just so we can get some population growth going in there. So we want Tsukumo to be producing as much wood for us as we can get it to. How are the investments going on over here? Nakamura. Still have a ton of officers here trying to get this city maxed out. So we can do so, then I can start moving a lot of them over to our new big city. Nakamura finally hit 40,000, that's good. Kubokawa is slowing down just because they're running out of space. Kurose, Ozu are fine. Funai is fine. It's pretty lucky for us that since Shimazu was able to reinforce us as requested. No, they weren't. That's a complete lie. In fact, I would, if we were to have a meeting of the coalition, I would be incredibly unhappy about the fact that I've asked them for reinforcements twice, and neither time did they see fit to send any assistance whatsoever. But you know, we'll see how that plays out later. For the time being, we are gonna need to give it a pretty long time before Funai is actually full up on soldiers again. So we're gonna need to maybe hold off on a lot of the war effort. But we might provide some defensive assistance here and there where we can. Battery, dual annex, arsenal. Let's go to Barbican. At least we're finally producing enough in the way of iron and wood that I can kind of more relaxed fashion get work done. Well, the last branch of the Takeda clan I think is gone, so that's interesting to see. Of course, I don't get a benefit of any of that harvest. That's a shame. Spirit wall. Good job. People are learning. No, we're not giving that to Akane. Akane is going to become a big deal once we eventually have to fight the Mori, which I imagine is going to have to happen at some point. Just because her line is like the important one there. It's going to be a long time before that war happens, though. 1571. Some of our people are getting real old, I imagine. 38, 53. How old is Akane? That's an interesting question. Provinces, Akane. Officers, Akane herself is 46. Yeah, the problem is that I'm going to start encountering scenarios where the officers that I know very well, and including my character's wife, are probably going to start dying around us because our character is this weird ageless monster that is going to live to 110.
Ask for anything you want.
So it'll be interesting to see how that all plays out, but we're going to need to start really seeing a new generation of officers coming in. Okay.
Ask for anything you want.
Let's get 10,000 wood because I have the money to throw at it at this point. Just that way I can sort of work with a surplus for a little bit and not think about it too much. So the residence is done. Large gate, earthen wall. You can have a stone wall. Why not? On to the next turn. Ultimately, our big thing right now is we're waiting for Funai to fill out, because that's going to have about 20,000 men in it, and when it does, we'll be able to kind of crash that force around and just swing it places. Maybe hit Kitsuki real hard and then just have reinforcements arrive. She wants 16,000 gold, and she has 43,000. She doesn't need more money. I don't understand why she keeps asking for it. You got a guy who wants to leave? Cool. I have free officers that I'm going to go ahead and send on that stuff. 100, 100, 100, 100. So we're doing well as far as our friendships are concerned. So the last castle upgrades we can do is really get this place up to speed. So he's got a total army.
Let us begin the meeting. Reporting in.
Suzu wants money too. She has all kinds. They have no excuse to be asking for money. Do I have to extend my alliance with them? Really? I don't think I do. We're gonna save just in case, but I don't think it'll disband the coalition when our alliance runs out. If it does, it'll be interesting to see what happens, but for the time being, I'm not too worried about it. I don't think it'll have an impact. Okay. Get some more upgrades done down here. You can put an annex in, why not? And we're good on road work. We still have a bunch of investments to go in. We had a lot of these places up at level 6, but after the big battle here, it kind of became a problem. Well, we're going to reinvest, try and get this place repaired and ready to go. Got a bunch of people visiting. He likes horses. She likes conservatism. He just trusts us, and I'm proud of him for that. Place is booming. And yeah, he likes trade. Okay, cool. One can. This is becoming an essential town for the new age to come. Oh yeah, because this has a bunch of the Western stuff in it. Because I have cathedrals and stuff here from like. Oh, cool. Golden touch. Hi. You want 10,000 gold. You have 5. Okay, that's okay. You actually look like you need some money. I'll give you 10,000 gold. Funai Castle. This guy likes dance. 72,000. 72,000 people. Some of those might be foreigners because I have cathedrals and stuff in there that... It's a very Christian city in the middle of my feudal Japan society. Okay. How are we doing over here? None of you are particularly good at this. In fact, almost everyone who works here is just bad at it. But they're getting there, slowly but surely. Alright, this forge is finally going to hit level 6, which will be nice. Get that back under control. Oh. Another ill individual.
Your orders. Reporting in.
9,000 gold.
Reporting in.
He wants Akashi. You know what? Just stop asking, please. Like, can you just go away? I'm not giving you a more castle.
Reporting in.
If you guys want more castles, go take them. I told you where you can do it. You decided not to, so you're not getting more castles. It's that simple. Okay. Let's see how we're doing here. Don't really have any reason to make any changes. Whole lot of investments going into Funai though. Discontent enough to not fight us. That's fine. Keep conspiring.
us begin the meeting.
What do you got to say, Tani? You want money again? You want another officer? Sure.
Reporting
Granted, he has a new castle, and I didn't really give him any officers when he got that new castle, so I suppose it makes sense to hand it off to him. Ugh. Some more investments going over here. Shrine Town plus 10. See, these guys are particularly good at that. Intelligence, not that bad. If I get those Shrine Towns up to speed, we'll be in much better shape. Things are coming along nicely. Funai Castle is going to be massive as far as its ability to defend. I think we're good on that front. Yeah. Should have a surplus of labor again and not a whole lot to do with it. Should be checking the merchant with all this money I have and seeing if I can buy some items. Oh, he's sick again.
Let us begin the meeting. Reporting in. Reporting in. Here's last month's balance. Reporting in.
Alright. So we dropped in. Got a little bit more progress made here. I think we're going to call it for this evening. I think us finally getting access. We have a castle on the mainland. We got a bunch of progress done over there. Definitely consolidated a lot. Got another castle on the mainland. And we went ahead and marched south. And we're going to be able to join in this Ouchi war. I think it'll probably be a little bit before we play more Nobunaga's Ambition. But I think we're in a pretty good spot. Till then, everybody. Hope you guys have a good day.